Anyway, I'm Cameron. I've been, every once in a while, a game comes along that just, you enjoy. And so a while back, I think they did multiple, like, playtest sessions on Steam, and, I participated in them. It's a game called Into the Grid. And so what they've had was just basically a series of combats that you go through. It's a roguelike deck builder type of game. And between the combats, you would pick a card to add to your deck. And that was basically it, and you fought a series of escalatingly difficult enemies. Very cool. I really enjoyed it. I have no idea if everything's working correctly. That's okay. Everything's fine. I'm still very new to this, so everything's fine. No problem. And so they just dropped on Monday, November 11th, my birthday. My birthday. Thank you for the gift. They dropped a more complete demo that has the overworld map, some other stuff in there as well. So what you're seeing here is one of the opening screens. I just wanted to get into the game, but we've got some story bits coming to us with some incredible artwork. Gotta say, it's kind of refreshing. I love this kind of style of artwork. Yeah, reminds me of like Christopher Shy or Ben Templesmith or something, you know, somewhere around there. Those are like the ones that come to mind for me. And so, we've got some lore here about, I guess, one of the characters, perhaps one of the characters that we can play. And I'm very excited. So I'm just gonna do, I don't know, it depends how long it goes. Either one full demo run, maybe two, depending on the length, you know, hour and a half. We'll see how that goes. Okay. If by chance someone happens into the chat, I don't know if I'll be able to see what you say, but I will appreciate and love you regardless. Ursa, Genma. Half a lifetime ago, I gave up my career as a runner to protect my newborn daughter, Imogen, from the dangers of her mother being a world-wanted hacker and criminal. Almost 20 years later, she found out about my past. Alright, so I know I'm gonna love the game. Stuff like this is just, I can't really take it seriously. I'm not gonna say I'm a Cyberpunk hater, but like, you know, it's 2024. We still have, like, runners is just like a term. Like, I don't know, has this genre evolved? It's out of my field of view, so maybe it has, but anytime I see any sort of like story-driven cyberpunk thing, it just feels like it's the exact same thing as everything else that I've seen. I'm probably wrong. I'm uninformed. I admit that. So, snarky comments like that, I'm here for the game. Let's be clear, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it. She was disappointed and decided to take a job abroad with a company called Apex Talent Services to put some distance between us. I haven't heard from her in weeks, and after digging around, I suspect Apex Talent Services isn't the legitimate bussiness they claim to be. Found a typo. Flatland Studios, found a typo. Bussiness? You gotta move one of those S's. Move one of those S's. Legitimate business they claim to be. My sources suggest they may be involved in human trafficking, and if that's the case, I need to find it before it's too late. My old running buddy, Baraball, has promised me to pull some strings and get me as much intel as he can on Apex Talent Services. But first, I need to get back in shape to get Imogen back once we find her. Click it anywhere. Alright, running 101. Locked. Alright, we got a grind server. Barbersol's practice grid. And we got a bunch of glitchy UI down here, looking cool, heating up. CPU overhead module, loving it all. IP bypassing enabler. Dumping contents. I love to dump contents. Did that this morning. Alright, let's see. We got some other stuff here. I don't know if this is just for looks or if this is stuff that will unlock. Or, you know, in the full game will be other stuff. Alright, running 101. Let's select server. My old pal Barryball sent me a grid simulator to learn how much runs have changed since my retirement. I better go over it and shake off the rust for heading into his practice grid. Complete running 101. Let's go. Welcome to the grid. 1.0. So I've only done the combat. I don't quite know how the overworld is going to work. I've seen screenshots of it. And it just looks super interesting, super exciting, super fun. When I was reading the Steam update, it doesn't sound like there's going to be any sort of events. I don't know exactly what that means, if that means that each node is just going to be combat, or how that will actually work, so let's figure it out. The grid is composed of clusters. Clusters are made up of nodes. Your objective in every run is to find a core node and breach its mainframe. While navigating the grid, you will be able to interact with nodes. Check this one out. Click. And so I'm playing this on my Steam Deck right now. Not in like the big picture mode. It's hooked up to a monitor and keyboard. Seems to run fine right now. I might be wrong, but I think the initial combat playtest did not work on the Steam Deck. I think I had to boot into Windows to do that. I believe that was the case. So extract, exploit, rehash. So we can only extract shards, resource used to buy cards, tools, and upgrades. Exploit, plus 20% shards on all libraries. So that says LBR. I'm assuming that's a library node. Rehash, 100 shards, and -1 hash keys. Hash keys are resource used to deactivate some bouncers and rehash nodes. Let's extract. Extracting nodes will always provide shards. We got 50 shards. Shards are remnants of code that can be used as currency to buy different things inside the grid. As you can see, nodes are left empty after you use them. Now, to move through clusters, you'll need to pass through gates. Okay, so that's going to be a gate down there, it seems. So, to move through clusters. So this is a node, and then all three of them together, because they're connected, are a cluster. That's how it is. That's going. To check out that gate. No, click the gate. Activity bouncer. Saber this bouncer by using all nodes near the adjacent clusters. So, to get through this one, you just have to go through the other library nodes there. I think bouncers have specific conditions and need to be met to be disabled. In this case, this activity bouncer will be disabled if all nodes in the cluster are used. Let's extract these libraries. Yeah, let's extract. Extract. It's kind of making me want to go back and play Uplink again. There's Uplink. There was another one that was like Uplink. Hacker simulator games. As you can see now, the gate can be opened because you met its bouncer condition. So we got a little check. Open. Okay, we got another cluster. So this is kind of interesting. I mean, obviously right now this is, I presume, a smaller map than would be, you know, in the full game. But I like this kind of layout. You know, it's like a circuit board that you're moving through or something. It looks cool. It feels cool. Okay, so this gate. Okay, we got a red library. Look out. This cluster has a watcher protecting it. Most clusters will have a watcher guarding them. This one's an extraction watcher and will increase your trace whenever you extract a node in this cluster. Trace level 0 out of 10. Alright. Whenever you extract a node in this cluster, so our trace is still 0, even though we got that guy. Oh no, I guess there's just nothing there. Fisherman says how aware the grid is of your intrusion. If trace increases, the grid is alerted and the run becomes harder. You can hover over the trace level for more information, so nothing happens for a bit. And then sentinels will be harder. All sentinels will be better. All sentinels will be faster. Harder, better, faster, stronger. There you go. All sentinels will be stronger. Called it. Kind of proud of that. That was good. You can hover over each trace level. Alright. I don't even know if that was the actual name of that song. Harder, better, faster, stronger. It feels right. Now click on that library node. Okay. I want to get to a combat. Can we do a combat? Avoid extracting this node so the extraction watcher doesn't trace you. Okay, but I can't explore it or rehash, so. Oh, hi, I can. The old, the tutorial swapperoonie. Instead, you can try exploiting this library. This will increase the shards you'll get on other library nodes. So I won't get anything here, but extracting other libraries will give me more shards. I assume that's map-wide, circuit board-wide, and not just for this cluster. Okay, different nodes can be exploited for different effects, so pay attention to them. Now that you have learned about watchers, let's check how to advance further by inspecting the gate. Oh. Combat. Disable this bouncer by defeating all sentinels in either adjacent cluster. Okay. It's time to get your hands dirty. Click on the node with the sentinel to start the combat. Start combat. Let's go. Alright, so this is basically what I've played and only what I've played. And it's probably different. It's probably had some refinements to it. Maybe, you know, the structure of the turns are different. Cards, I'm sure the card balance has been changed. So let's see what's up. Everything you see is created by your console, provide you with information during combat. So your console's integrity down here. That's your health. A representation of how much damage you can take before it breaks. And then the objective of every combat is to get the ace's integrity to 0 before it does the same to you. So he's got 140. I got 500. Incoming subroutines. 10 damage, 10 damage, 10 damage. Okay. So, stuff wasn't portrayed like this in the playtest. You were told what they're going to do in that one turn, but this feels like it's going to be multiple turns. or maybe this will be one turn, so it's, you know, 3 packets of 10 damage each versus 1 packet of 30 damage. So I don't know if this is multiple turns or 1 turn, we'll see. And its inherent passive abilities here, PSV 1. Okay, I don't know what that means. Ooh, cards. We got the cards down here. These look different. I think they've kind of redone the cards. They look nice. I like that they have the same sort of style as that first piece of artwork we saw for the character. Every time you enter combat, your console draws 5 random cards from your repository or repo for short. Playing cards cost clock. A card's clock cost is shown to the left next to its name. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All these are 1s. We got 3 clock. There's ways to... Oh yeah, they've kind of shifted stuff. So we've got 0 Vim. Vim is something that you can earn. Each card will give you a little bit of Vim. You can see the little hexy things right there. And then the more Vim you have, there's like certain commands that you can use. I think so. Scout, Optimize, Energize. And I think different runners will have different Vim commands, and you might be able to slot those in or out, maybe depending if you find stuff in the game, I would assume. Okay, so we got 3 clock. They're apparently going to be doing 30 damage. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Okay. The blue bar over your integrity is buffer. Some cards generate it and it blocks incoming damage. Buffer expires at the start of your following turn. Alright, so we've got 40 buffer down there. They've got 10 buffer, you can see. So I'll do a code slash. And we've gotten some Vim. This should give us 2 more. We'll do code slash. We got 4 Vim. Playing cards has been filling this yellow bar here. That's virtual memory. Memory cards generate it, and it's used to activate your commands and trigger some cards' conditional effects. You can check how much Vim a card generates beneath its clock cost. Commands. Commands are powerful skills that can swing a battle in the blink of an eye. Normally, any given command can only be activated once per turn, so keep that in mind. So we got, for 4 Vim, we can draw a card. 7 Vim. This turn, a random 1-cost card in your hand costs 0 until played. 17 Vim. Draw 2 cards and gain 2 clock. I think the playtest kind of had different characters, sort of, that it didn't tell you what you were playing. Because sometimes I noticed you would get different Vim commands. So over here, let's see. We got 5 cards in our repository, 3 in our recycler, our discard. And there are some cards that can go into the ether, not in the recycle. You know, they're ethereal, one chance use stuff. Alright, end turn. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so that was 3 packets of 10 damage. Now it's going to do 1 packet of 40 damage. I love this this way it's portraying what it's going to do. Much better than... Not that I had any problem with it, but like the whole combat look is much nicer. You can click the little arrow up there in the menu, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, woo! Alright, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. I gotta stop clicking stuff. Alright. So we got 4 Vim. I can draw a card. What's this guy? Unstable Charge. 0 clock. If you activated at least 1 command this turn, also generate 1 extra Vim. So it's a 0 cost to play. It gives me 1 Vim. If I had already used a command, it gives me an extra Vim. So I could, you know, draw a card. Yeah, I know I can. I'm just, okay, so I drew a card. Now if I play this, I'll go back up to 2. decompile. So this one is 20 damage for 1 clock, and you get 2 Vim when you do it. And then if you have 10 Vim when you cast it, I think before the 2, then you deal 40 damage instead. And then the card gets decompiled. It does not go into your discard. It will not come up again in this combat. Then we've got the similar version for generating buffer or block. So, not too much we can do right now. We'll do buffer so we don't take damage. We'll swing at him. We're at 6 Vim, so next turn, maybe we can optimize. Or actually, we'll build up so we can do some of the conditional stuff. So, he's going back to his three hits. And I don't have enough buffer to generate to block all of that, so it is what it is. Boom. So I've taken a little bit of damage there, 490 out of 500. 40 damage. So let's do this one card, and that's gonna give me 40, just to show you. 40 buffer. Now if we go, that's been decompiled. I wish there was like an actual log of actions right here that you could scroll. That would be cool, so you can see what's been done in the past. Let's draw a card again. Then let's do this to go back up to 10. And let's do the amped code slash. So that's going to do 40 damage, so it's at 60. I've got enough buffer to take his damage, so I'll just swing at him again. End my turn. 14 Vim. Doing good. We can turn a random card to a 1 cost card to 0 cost, but that's not really gonna change much because he's only at 40. And you know what we need. Let's draw a card and see. Okay, do that to get a little bit more Vim. It's he's gonna be a little bit alive still, but we can do him next turn. 20. Oh, actually, those are 20 damage. I think I was confused. I think I was thinking those were 10 each. So I could have killed him last turn. I'm just silly sometimes. Sometimes I'm a silly little goose. Oh, damn. I love this. Look. There's like the columns of gold behind the cards. All right. So now for the first time, we've got some new cards to look at. Okay. So we get to pick one if we want, or we can skip. And over here we can look at our repository. We've got 10 cards in it. And this is just like the starting deck, so it's not particularly interesting. And you can see over here we've got some interesting stats. So hack, shell. So hacks are the attacks, shells are the blocking ones. Generator, that's the unstable charge over here. We don't have any protocol or corrupted. Protocols, I think, are like powers from Slay the Spire or enchantments from, you know, magic or whatever. The stuff you play them and they stay, and they have a global effect that continues until removed or mitigated in some way. The interesting thing I'm seeing here is that this says 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 1 out of 10. So it seems to me that we have a 10 attack limit for the deck. I don't know if that's actually the case, because we've got different cards here. So it's not like a 10 of each card. It's I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out. So what do we want to take? We've got Hoplite, a common hack. So this one, 1 clock, 20 damage, 20 buffer. So that's smushing together the two cards that we mostly have. Now, charged code slash. It's going to be 10 more damage than a regular one. And look at that, 4 Vim. That's going to supercharge you. You'll be able to draw a lot of cards. Reduce a lot of clock. So I'm liking that one. This one, we got 1 clock. We got 1 Vim. We get 30 buffer and 1 card. So we get to draw a card. We get a little bit extra buff. I like that one. But I'm feeling this guy. Let's take that one. Alright, let's see what we've got. Extra rewards. Micro reward protocol 082-A. So we got 50 shards. And we got 1 hash keys. Oh, plain. Alright, good job. That was enough to disable the bouncer in that gate. Now, after defeating the sentinel, you got a hash key. Yeah. Hash keys are a resource used to rehash nodes and are mainly obtained by defeating sentinels. Now that this node does not have a sentinel on anymore, you can interact with it. Okay. Let's keep avoiding the extraction watcher and try out our new hash key. 120 shards. Oh, damn. We got 320 shards. Alright, different nodes have different rehash effects and hash key costs. Okay, interesting. Let's open that gate and move forward. Defeating all sentinels, we did that. There was only the one. Okay. Oh, we got a big cluster here. Okay. So we got 6 nodes. 3 libraries. A source node, which we haven't seen. An ANM node. Which I don't know what that one is. Animal? Anime? Animus? And an R&D node, which I assume is random. Okay, every time you use a node in this cluster, plus 1 trace. This cluster has many valuable nodes, but it also has a very strong watcher guarding it. This Omni Watcher will trace you every time you use any of the nodes in the cluster. What about the bouncer on that gate? Let's check it out. Click, click. Oh. Activity bouncer. The activity bouncer poses a tricky challenge. Disable this bouncer by using all nodes in either adjacent cluster. By using all nodes. Interesting, yeah, so they're playing off each other. So the only way to get through this gate is to use the nodes, but using them is going to apply trace. How many nodes, though? So 6 total. 3. So we could do all of them without getting any penalties. But we're right at the threshold of getting penalties. Alright, first let's defeat that sentinel so you can access that render node. It's not random, it's a render node. Nice. Okay. Start combat. So, using any of the options will do 1 trace. I would imagine there's going to be some times where the watchers will give you multiple trace for certain options, right? So you could maybe extract for 1 trace, but if you want to exploit, it's going to be multiple trace that'll tack onto your count there. I assume. Alright. Beta Graviton. I wish I could rotate the enemies. I just want to see them. Man, I'm loving all this this background artwork here. Very, very awesome. Alright. So this dude's 140 integrity. We've got the charge code slash. Inflict 1 tagged. Shell cards cost 1 extra clock this turn. Each point represents duration in number of rounds. So 1 tag means next turn Shell cards are gonna cost me an extra clock. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Too late. I shouldn't. I mean, whatever. I should have drawn, then do the generator and see if I can just get more attacks, because he's not attacking me. So I don't know why I was doing shell. While fighting in the grid, you may apply or receive buffs or debuffs. The statuses you're affected by are shown above your integrity, and the ones affecting the enemy are next to theirs. So tag PSV. Every time this ice deals damage, it inflicts 1 debilitated. Reduces outgoing damage by 30%. Each point represents duration in number of rounds. Shell cards cost 1 extra clock this turn. So you can see right here, the 2 clock, it's red, and normally that would be 1. Let's... Makes things tough. Now this turn, a random 1-cost card in your hand costs 0 until played. I assume that wouldn't be able to affect that, even though its base cost is 1. He's not even gonna attack me again, so let's do that one. Now we did those first, because now we've got 11 Vim, and now this is gonna deal 40 damage. So he's down to 55. I feel confident. I could have gotten another code slash in. 55 with 25 buffer. Let's go ahead. Where was Energize? Can I get Energize? I can, I think. Draw 2 cards and gain 2 clock. Now, if we do that, we have 2 attacks. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. 15. 17. Let's draw 2 cards and gain 2 clock. And we'll see if we can draw a couple of those attacks. And we did. We got both of them. 30. Boom. Love to see it. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. It's a nice sound effect. Crimson Assault, an uncommon hack. Indexed. Temp Vim. Alright, we got some new keywords. 30 damage. Generate 4 Temp Vim. Expires at the end of your turn. Gain 1 indexed. 1 indexed. So next turn, you'll draw 2 cards. Interesting. So this one gives us no Vim because it gives us 4 Temp Vim. Huh. I kind of like the idea of Temp Vim because it really incentivizes using those commands, which sometimes I feel like, you know, part of the game is, of course, weighing when to use those commands, especially depending on the cards you have in your deck, if you got ones that are really conditional on having the Vim in there. So I like that. This one's 35 buffer and 4 temp Vim. All these have temp Vim. It's interesting. This one's 0 clock. Now, the difference is that 3 temp Vim on its own won't get you anything, but these ones both give you 4 temp Vim, so that's automatically drawing a card. It's tricky, but you pretty much always have some amount of Vim, right? Let's go with the free one. Let's just go with it. Okay. Got some hash keys. Got some shards. Now click the render node. Let's render this shit. Render nodes provide an icebreaker when rehashed. It costs 2 hash keys. Okay, but I only have one. An icebreaker. What's an icebreaker? Let's defeat another sentinel. Alright, so let's kill this dude. Then we'll double back to the render. Oh! A little turret guy. A roto turret. 120. 30 buffer. The last guy I don't think attacked us at all. 3 temp vim. Code slash. Ephemeral edge. Gives me some temp vim. Temporary virtual memory. So I think we've got a little color separation there. Oh, the temp vim cannot trigger conditional effects on the cards. Good to know. Yeah, let's draw a card. Code slash. And then I will do this. Enter. Jesus. Vim. Unstable. Amped. Ooh, charged. You're mine, buddy. Ooh. So he's at 20. I've got 10 Vim. So I can do the 7 cost one. This turn, a random 1 cost card in your hand costs 0 until played. So if I do that, I've got 1 shell and 1 attack. Now if the attack gets chosen, he's over. Dunzo. There you go. Boom. That's how we hack. You gotta think of all this shit to be a good hacker. Alright. Jeez, I am once again completely mesmerized by this artwork. I am absolutely in love. So beautiful. Alright. We got the Cypher's Gambit. Common hack. 1 clock, 2 Vim, 20 damage. If you activated at least 1 command, then you gain 1 clock. So if you've used a command, then it's free, basically. If you have 1, it replenishes. That's very cool. I really like that. 20 buffer and 1 indexed. Free, no clock, but no Vim. 1 indexed if you used a command. Okay. Console Prodigy. 2 clock, 40 damage. So that's just smushing together 2 of those basic attacks. But if you activated at least 2 commands this turn, 80 instead. 2 commands is tough. That's going to be 11 Vim. You can do it. You can do it. Oh. Let's go ahead and take that one. Alright, claim rewards. Alright. Now let's rehash the render node. +1 icebreaker. Okay, icebreaker. Break 1 bouncer, watcher, or sentinel ice. Can target watchers behind closed gates. So that obviously implies that there will be ways that you can see more of the map than just the cluster you're in. The icebreaker is a powerful tool that can disable any ice, whether sentinel, bouncer, or watcher. And a render node will always have those. Wonder what's in the source node. Now let's use it to disable this powerful Omni Watcher. Icebreaker? Break target watcher. Target bouncer sentinel. Omni watcher. I don't know which one it wants me to click. I don't know which one it expects me to click. Okay. Oh, I guess it didn't matter which one I clicked. Oh, yeah. Because the watchers are just like the like rules for the whole cluster. So I guess it just didn't matter. Okay. Yeah, anomaly. Anomaly nodes can be exploited or rehatched to obtain glitches. Glitches are abnormal segments of source code you can pick up to obtain different bonuses for the run. Let's exploit this node. White keycap. First time you activated combat. Wait. The first time you activate a command each combat, gain 1 clock and draw a card. That's tasty. Stabilizer. The start of your turn, generate 1 Vim. Ooh. Oh. I'm liking... I like this one. I feel like it's gonna... I mean, I just picked up that 80 damage one, right? That's gonna help me play more commands more easily. Let's see. Now let's extract these 3 library nodes. 50 shards. I'm interested in finding a shop. Or whatever they're called in here. To spend some of these. Oh, there you go. You have a lot of shards now. Let's spend some. Oh, that's the source node. Of course. In source nodes, you can spend shards to obtain different things. If you have enough for an icebreaker, let's get one for later. You'll need it. You can also buy a card for 300. Or buy a common or uncommon glitch for 450. New tool obtained. Icebreaker. Now that you used all the nodes of the cluster, the gate can be opened. Okay. Nice, you have found the core node of this grid, so that's the end point of this map that we're looking for. So we've got a CMP compute, HVN, and then we've got 3 that don't have things, don't have names. 2 of them are red. Check out its gate now. Impenetrable bouncer. Okay, so this one has to be done by using an icebreaker. You can't go back to a source node, right? Okay, you can brute force. So I don't know what that means exactly. You'd get 3 trays, but there is another option. If you don't have an icebreaker, that's good. These bouncers can only be disabled by using an icebreaker, but that's not all. You just said they can only be disabled by using an icebreaker, and then you follow that up with, but that's not all. Kind of sound like that was all. All gates can be brute forced, opening them instantly but increasing trace as a trade-off. Okay. All gates? Use brute forcing sparingly. It's an emergency measure rather than an efficient tactic. Okay. Brute forcing the impenetrable bouncer's gate. Raises trace by 3. Most normal bouncers will be increased by 1. Okay. I wonder if the impenetrable ones are only in front of core nodes. Fortunately, you have an icebreaker. Let's avoid brute forcing it. Okay, so now because the gate's open, I can just click on it. I assume there will be a boss battle there, so. Compiler. If you rehash this node, you could get a powerful protocol. Okay. But we don't even have hash keys to do it just yet. Let's defeat 2 more sentinels. So these ones are not, these are just combat. No other options. Ooh! Alright. In combat, you can check your active glitches and their effects here. Stabilizer. So that's the one that's giving me 1 Vim at the start of each turn. See, that 1 Vim means that this is always going to allow me to draw a card. Let's draw a card. Let's do the generator for 2 Vim. We got 3 clocks still. It's going to deal 45 damage. If this hits, inflict 1 expose. That's going to be more damage incoming to me. So that's obviously going to have, depending on how he attacks. Remember, that first one was alternating between a big packet of damage and then 3 small packets. So the exposed will apply to each of the small packets, you know. But all we can do is attack him. Do I want to do another? I could do another 20 right now. By using the 7 Vim, that'll make that go free. But I'm good. I'm hoping for that 80. That conditional 81. That's what I want. Console Prodigy. There we go. He's got no buffer. I got 9 Vim. Let's code slash this dude. Let's draw a card. Let's make a card free. Gain 20 buffer for free. We got 2 clock. That should be 80 damage. That's how you hack. It's just how you do it. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I was like the best console cowboy out there. Nobody could touch me. Okay. We've got Bend Reality, which is 2 clock, 100 buffer, decompile. So 1-time use per combat, 100 buffer. That's a hefty buffer right there. Maker's Touch. Oh, I love the graffiti on the gun there. Nice. The Maker's Touch. 1 clock gives you 2 Vim. Deal 20 damage. Discard a random card from your hand. If it was a hack, deal 30 additional damage. Okay. I can get behind that. I like that a lot. But of course, you know, you see a pentagram there. You just probably have to do that. Void Code Slash. 2 clock, 50 damage, and 2 exposed. Which would be 2 turns of the enemy getting 30 more damage. 30% more damage. Let's go with that one. Let's claim these rewards. Let's do some more sentinel smashing. Okay. Incoming subroutines. Remove all the runner's buffer. Okay. So any shell that I play now is not going to do anything. Good to know, right? Void Code Slash. So I got 1 Vim. Five Vim. That's really it. Alright, that's really it. Buffer gone, 20 damage. I've only got, I'm still at 425, so I don't feel worried about this battle. I do worry about whatever is going to be in that core node, because I feel like that's going to be a nice step up. But let's try to mitigate the damage that we can. Okay, so this Rock'em Sock'em robot is going to be dealing 55 damage. If first subroutine hit, inflict 1 muzzle. Hack cards cost 1 extra clock this turn. If first subroutine didn't hit, runner gains 1 quickened. Okay, I love this so much. One of my favorite things when playing the playtest was that the way that they would like do the cards, they would like kind of, and they still kind of really do here, but there was a few cards where the text in their box was kind of structured like code, and so seeing stuff like this, I love it. I love this. Okay, so he's not going to remove my shell. So if I block it, then I will start my clock with 1 extra. So I'll have 4 clock next turn. Okay. The only issue, so I'd have to be able to get to 10 Vim, so this gives me 40. So I have to get to 10 Vim, which is 4, in 1 clock, because I have to be able to do that and the Cyber Shell. But I mean, I can't get to 10 Vim without using 2 clock. Now, I can do 2 code slashes. Oh, I can get the... Well, the temp Vim won't count towards the condition on the amped Cyber Shell. But if I spend these 2, gets me to 10, play that one, then I can spend it, and I can optimize, and I can see if that other shell will, which it should, because it'll be the only 1-cost card. Let's not think it through anymore, let's just play. Got 10 Vim, amp Cyber Shell for 40 buffer, 40 buffer. Now let's do, now we'll do this one. A random 1-cost card becomes 0. Shell, gonna give me 60. So that's going to, deal 82 damage now. Oh, when this, I didn't check this. So this guy's passive perk, Berserk. When this ice integrity reaches 70 or less, it greatly upgrades all subroutines immediately. So it got 70 or less because, I had to use those hat cards to generate the Vim. Alright. You know what? It's not working out. Still a good plan. It's still a good plan I had. It's 6 Vim. I mean, he's dead, so. There you go. That was cool. 3 clock, 100 damage. Warlord Kiss. Ulysses Tory. Deal damage equal to 2 times the Vim you spent this battle. 2 times the Vim you spent this battle. Does that count temporary Vim? I don't know if it does. I would assume it does. Huh. and it decompiles. So that's really like a long game type of thing. But even then, well, it's 2 times. 2 times the amount of Vim. I would have to really, like, mush this into my brain to try and figure out, like, what's the point. It's only 1 clock, though. So, like, if you just let it go through your deck a few times, like, if you've got something that's generating Vim, it can probably rack up pretty quick. Console Rebooter. Rare generator. So we got generate 10 temp Vim. Re-enable all commands this turn. Decompile. Re-enable all commands. I like that. This is tough. Like my gut tells me to take this one, but I'm gonna take the toy. Just to play around. I just want to see how this is gonna go. Finally, you can rehash the compiler node. Pick a new protocol card. Protocols are powerful cards that change the rules of combat once played and get removed from combat afterwards. Oh, okay. I thought these were and get removed from combat afterward. Okay, so I think they still are like powers from Slay the Spire. It's just kind of worded interestingly. Because I guess the implication last time, like during the playtest, was that they were like something on the battlefield, whereas this kind of just changes, like you can't more permanent effects, right? Like there's nothing that's going to be able to remove protocols, most likely, I guess. I don't know. Okay, 2 clock ignition protocol. 4 Vim gives us. Every time you activate a command, deal 20 damage. I mean, right away. First of all, you're getting a card draw right when you play it. And that really kind of goes with the unicorn toy, the Ulysses toy that we got. Momentum protocol. The first time you activate a command each turn, gain 1 clock. Gain 1 clock. Clock is such a scarce resource. Fuck, that's very tempting also. Every time you activate a command, generate 3 Vim. I honestly don't know. Let's go with the ignition protocol. Put the quantum one and that toy. Alright, let's go with the quantum protocol. We'll see. We'll just see what's going on. Alright. Haven, HVN. Before moving on, restore some integrity on that Haven node. So exploit 70 integrity, shards. Restore 175 integrity if you have hash keys. Alright. We're ready to face the boss sentinel. Now's a good time to check your commands and see if you want to change them and better synergize with the current... What? We can change the commands? Did they mention this before? I feel like they did not. Oh, what the heck? We got some locked ones. Oh, okay, so... Gain 1 grit. Every time you play a card this turn, generate 1 Vim. Gain 1 feral. What the heck is this? Scout. Draw cards. Did they tell you you could change these before? I don't think they did. Okay, so the minor commands are all 4 Vim. The major commands are variable. 8, 7, 11, 9, 10. And the critical commands are all 17, so. Dig. Draw 3 cards, then choose 1 to discard. Optimize. This turn, a random 1-cost card in your hand. Cost 0 until played. Love it. Recollect. Choose up to 2 cards from your recycler and place them in your hand. Okay. Tutor. Choose 1 card from your repo and place it in your hand. Okay. The next non-protocol card you play this turn will be returned to your hand. Recur. We got Energize. Draw 2 cards and gain 2 clock. And then Echo. The next non-protocol card you play this turn will be played twice. Kinda like that one. So I'm gonna keep draw a card and a random card goes to 0 cost. I'll keep that. I'm gonna change the critical one to Echo. I like that. Remember, you can change your commands at any time from the node map screen. If you're happy to set up, go to the core node. Repo glitches. Alright, let's core node this dude. No. We're now ready to breach the mainframe and face the boss sentinel of this grid. However, remember that most grids will have multiple core nodes. In those instances, you can plunder some of them for powerful benefits, but you'll be forcing yourself to find another one to complete the run. Oh, I see. Good luck in the final battle, runner. So when we click this, we got breach, but we can still exploit or extract. So if you find yourself with multiple core nodes, once you've explored the map, you've got some leeway in which one you tackle. Breach. Is this it? 240? Okay, let's take a look at this guy up here. Fortress Directive. At the start of each round, this ice gains 15 buffer and slightly upgrades all offensive subroutines. So that's why these initially, I think, said 10, and they went to 13. So presumably, probably a 30% increase. So that'll be 3 damage this turn, and then, you know, maybe 4 next turn, or however that works out. Okay. Let's figure out what to do. So 30, 40 damage-ish. Alright, let's just play pretty defensively right now. 50 buffer, upgrade all offensive subroutines, so no attacking yet. We tempt them. So this will do 10 damage right now. That'll add 14 to it. I think ultimately what I want to do is just, I want to echo the Ulysses toy. That's just how I want to win. I don't know if that means I should just like frivolously spend the Vim though, or, you know, spend it in a more measured and strategic way. But like, there's no point in not drawing an extra card every turn. If you have at least 10 Vim, so I mean, could I kill him this turn? Like, I feel like I might be able to. $39 damage, I'll gain 4. Oh. That's all my clock, though. Is that 154 already? Establishing a remote connection, server location, blah 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 blah. Banned users: Golem, Sue, Valjean, runner prompt. Okay. 154. 52. I can't kill him this turn. Generate Vim. Alright, let's play that. Let's... Oh! As you said before, protocols are permanent combat modifiers. Okay, yeah, once played, the protocols themselves are decompiled, but their effects linger until the end of fight. Linger until the end of fight. Linger. Okay. Let's get a free card. Code slash. 15 Vim. So next turn. So my deck's gonna shuffle. Okay, so the deck's gonna shuffle. I'm gonna generate 1 Vim for free. I just need 1 more to be able to do Echo. I can get 1 Vim from spending 1 clock on any card. So let's see if I can draw... Ooh. If I can draw that toy. Of course not. Gain 50 buffer, upgrade. So no attacking next turn. So after I play... So let's see if I draw the toy. Nope. Okay, well... Let's, get him to the brink of death. $79 plus 50. Okay. I want to echo that Ulysses toy. I just think it's gonna be fun. Alright. Alright, actually I'm just gonna kill him however I can kill him. Let's echo. Let's do 2 console prodigy. That should be 160. 99 damage. Damn. The grid simulator wasn't that much of a challenge. I think I'm ready to try out Barraball's practice grid. Let's see. That was super fun. Really excited to go through and do a real run. I think that's it for right now, though, but I will probably do this again within the next day or two. Super fun. Into the Grid. You can play the demo for free on Steam. You can wishlist it and all that stuff. I'm very excited for this game. Very excited. All right. My name's Cameron. Thank you for watching. YouTube.com/AnimalCrackerArt, Twitch.tv/AnimalCrackerArt, YouTube.com/AnimalCrackerGaming. All that sort of stuff everywhere. You know, the world we live in, what we have to do now. All right. Thank you.